So I did exactly what I told all of my clients not to do, and I gave myself bangs. I still don't know how I feel about them yet. I wanted to do kind of like that 70s style curtain bang, and I've never had bangs like this in my life. However, I have had many a bang in my life. I have had straight across, I've had the swoop, I've had it all. So yeah, I wanted to try something new. You know, I needed some change, so gave my hair a trim, gave myself some bangs, and here we are. Enough about my hair. I'm wanting to do some makeup. I haven't done makeup on myself in a few weeks, so I want to put some makeup on my face. And more specifically, I've seen the Foxy eye trend going around, and I want to give it a go. I have a few new products, but this is not going to be like a product review video. I just want to do my makeup. So I'm going to zoom you in because we're going to start with eyes. Hello. That was the worst wink ever. Sorry. I'm really dumb because I didn't know the Sephora VIB sale was coming up. I was oblivious to that. So I placed an order like literally a day or two before the sale started, and treated myself to some new Dior. I have never tried Dior makeup. These were actually, they're not affordable by any means, but they're a lot more affordable than I expected. Like, I think this palette was $46 or $47. So not what I was expecting. I thought these were like 60 bucks a pop or like $65 a pop. So I got the eye palette, I got a highlight palette, and a contour palette. Because, you know, when they send us that stimulus check, they said to stimulate the economy. So, you know, we out here stimulating and paying bills because number one priority. So yes, I treated myself to a little bit of some new makeup. Then when I found out about the sale, I placed another order today because I, of course, ran out of all my skincare all at once, which is just fantastic. We love that. But I'm going to start with eyes. I'm just going to start. Now, this Foxy eye trend, I think, is just made popular by, Bella Hadid, Kendall Jenner, kind of like those models that have, you know, those really pretty almond-shaped eyes. Mine are kind of almond, kind of round. They're just there on my face, and we're just gonna try to make them look foxy, if you will. This Dior palette actually has a primer in it, so we're gonna give it a go. I'm just gonna take my finger. Hopefully, it's not picking it up, but my parents are cooking out in the backyard, and they're playing very loud music. So my window is right towards the backyard. If you hear it, I'm sorry. If not, then my copyright-free music is doing the trick. So I'm doing my eyes first because I want to make sure that I can clean it up and get a really sharp, foxy shape, if you will. I also got this Zoeva palette, the Blanc Fusion palette. This was in my BoxyCharm, but I really like the neutrals in this palette. It is such a good everyday palette, but especially this row of like matte neutrals, I'm gonna be dipping into those. I wanna keep this, I think, fully matte. I don't wanna put any shimmer, so let's try it. I'm going to start with the shade Travel Inspired in the Zoeva palette. It's this one here, using a lavish tapered blending brush. So just some brushes that I got on my BoxyCharm. This is mostly just going to be to set the base and add just a slight bit of definition in the crease. I'm just using this shade to give slight definition in the crease so that way my eyes aren't just a complete blank slate, because this look is not going to require heavy crease work. And it's also going to make sure that the base that we put on doesn't crease as well. Okay, so nothing super crazy, just a light wash of color through the crease just to give slight definition. The next shade I'm going to dip into is Conch, which is this shade here. It's just like a nice light mid-tone, like taupey color. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pack this on the outer corner lash line. The good thing about this is if you do your eyes first, don't worry about getting eyeshadow, you know, down below, or worry about getting a super sharp line. We're going to you know, use a little Q-tip or a little makeup wipe and clean it up, make it sharp. But with that being said, don't blend too high, keep it pretty low, and then you can change the angle whenever you go in to clean it up. If you go too high, it's harder to fix than if you go, you know, down low. Does that make any sense? Hopefully. But yes, I'm just going to take this. I'm not going to go all the way into the inner corner. I'm stopping about halfway, and we will blend it all out. Okay, packed it on. Now I'm gonna go back in with that fluffy brush and the first shade we used, and I'm just gonna run it over the edge, pretty much over the whole thing. I mean, we're just gonna blend it. I want it to be nice and diffused, smoky, if you will. And then I'm just gonna repeat that process one more time, taking that Conch shade and packing it on. And instead of like packing it towards the outer corner, I'm gonna pack it here and then flick outward, so that way we still get a tapered look on the top edge, and that way, you know, like I said, it's not so thick on top here that you can't clean it up. By flicking, you are diffusing, which is what we want, a nice diffused wing. So then one more time, taking that first shade and the blending brush, especially right here in the center. Like I said, I wasn't going all the way to the inner corner, so I'm just going to make sure that that's really diffused and there's no harsh like start and stop point. These shadows, I know I've only used two really like basic shades, but they blend so well, so I'm excited to use this more. Now I'm gonna go into my Dior palette. I feel so fancy having Dior makeup, even though it's really not that big of a deal. I'm going to take this Lavish brow groomer brush. Any angled brush will work. And I'm gonna dip into the shade, I believe it's called Ombre. Yeah, because it's just, yes. So I'm gonna dip into the shade Ombre, which is this here. Do you guys like my nails? Okay, I'm not a nail tech in any shape or form, but these glue-ons have been going strong. This is week 3. I think I've replaced 4 nails out of 10, and they didn't pop off. I actually like just bent them, and it left a crease in them, so it made them weak, so I just decided to take them off and replace them. But 6 of these have been on for almost 3 weeks, and I just keep taking off the polish, filing down the base so that way there's no lifting, and then painting over it. And I did these cute little blue flame nails. I'm so proud of myself. Don't look too closely, but they look good from afar. I mean, for $5 glue-ons, I'll take it. All right, so back on track. Taking that ombre shade from the Dior palette. This is the Amber Neutrals palette, by the way. And I'm just going to follow the same shape that we just created, but I'm going to pack this right at the lash line. We're essentially wanting to create like an ombre from the lash line up, where it's dark and then fades out. Makes it look really soft too, not super harsh, which I think is the key to this whole foxy eye trend. I haven't done any kind of wing in so long, and like looking at myself, like look at that already. She snatched. Okay, that's a really pretty shade. I'm gonna go in with that brush that we used with the previous shade and just blend right on top. And then if you want, go ahead and dip slightly back into that previous shade. It's that Conch shade. And run it along the top edge. Ever so slightly. And then blend it out. Just a lot of back and forth until you get your desired pigmentation. And depending on what part of the eye I'm working on, I will change the direction of my angled brush. So from the corner of the eye inward, I have the point of the angled brush facing outward, but so I can drag in. And then when I get to the corner and want to go out, the point of the angle brush is going to be towards the corner of the eye, and then we flick out. If that makes any sense, I hope it did. Oh, love it. Okay, lastly, I'm going to take Smoky Brown. I love how straightforward the names are of these eyeshadows. It's literally like bronze, orange, red copper, sienna, red, brick, smoky brown. Like very straight to the point. I like it. So I'm gonna go into Smoky Brown, which is this darker shade in the palette. Again with my angled brush. Just gonna pick up a little bit. And this is gonna go right into that lash line. As close as you can get it. And just pressing it in there. And then just ever so slightly flicking it out. And this is just gonna add that depth right where we need it. And then I'm gonna clean off that angled brush since I just dipped into the darker color and dip back into our mid-tone brown, which was the shade Ombre in the Dior palette. And again, just going back and forth until it looks like how I want it. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Just gonna make sure it's blended in the center here. Okay, taking a clean brush and I'm gonna take that Conch shade, run it along here just because I lost some pigmentation on this outer wing here. For my inner corner, I need a cream shade. Oh, got it. Okay, I know I'm using like 7 different palettes, but I need a cream shade that's matte. And this one here. This is the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. I'm gonna take the shade Certified. It's the first shade in the palette. And we are going to put this on the inner corner. And then I'm also going to kind of pack this on the lid. Just kind of like that inner half. I'm gonna do this on the other eye and I will be right back. Okay, now that both eyes have their Foxy eyeshadow on, I am going to show you how to clean this up. So now that the eyeshadow is on, I am going to take a cotton pad or a Q-tip, whatever you prefer. And I'm gonna take some micellar water because it tends to be less oily than like makeup remover. Just a little bit. I'm gonna bend the cotton pad and we are going to drag it up. We're just gonna clean up that line and make it as sharp or as like high up as you want. My eyes, if I do a wing that's like really high up, it doesn't look right. You wanna do it to match your eye shape. So in order to figure that out, you can take anything that's straight edged, and if you follow your lower lash line, so if my lower lash line, line it up, were to continue to my brow, you can see that my line is a little bit straighter. So it doesn't go crazy up. So this though, I do want to bring slightly up. You can already see like I took off a little bit of eyeshadow, but I want to bring it up just a little bit more to match that angle. There we go. So it's almost like if your brow were to continue down and your lower lash line were to meet, where would that point be? And that's gonna be how you find your angle. But you can see that that just snatches it a little bit more. Something to keep in mind too, if you're struggling to get your wings even or like anything even on the outer corners of your eyes are not going to be completely identical. So just keep that in mind. Do that trick and they will look right with your eye shape. So yes. All right, I'm just gonna take some of my mascara, some black mascara. This is the L'Oreal Unlimited. Wow, okay, so I haven't worn makeup in a few weeks, and normally if I have mascara on, I have a habit of like picking it off, and in turn that picks out my eyelashes. So my eyelashes are thriving right now. They are fuller than they have been in a long time because I have not been picking at them. I mean, this mascara is really good, but what? Those are my lashes. I'm in awe right now. I was gonna put on falsies, but now I am not. Quarantine has really benefited my eyelashes, apparently. I'm going to make sure that the outer corners of my natural lashes are like fanned out as much as possible. I'm so shocked right now. I don't think my lashes have ever been this luscious and full and long. Like, I didn't even curl them with an eyelash curler. Are you kidding me? Okay, you need this mascara too. That L'Oreal Unlimited mascara is everything. Okay, time for face. I have a couple new things to try, but like I said, it's not a big deal. I have this Benefit Porefessional Hydrating Primer. Let's see how this works. It's supposed to fill in the pores, but not be drying. I think start out with a little bit. Oh, it smells really good, but that can be a good or a bad thing for my skin. Fragrances, not always good. Mainly just need it for the center of my face, like where my fine lines and pores are. My skin doesn't look that bad. I think that did a little bit of something. For foundation, something that I've had to try for a very long time, but I just haven't yet, is the Milani Screen Queen Natural Finish Foundation. I've heard really good things about this, and yeah, really excited. The packaging, I really like the packaging. Nice and sleek and pretty, and it's got a pump. We gonna try it. This is in the shade 140 Nude Ivory. I'm going to take my Real Technique sponge. I just started out with one pump. Whoa. That doesn't even look like I have foundation on. What? I'm gonna build it up for sure, see if it's buildable, but that, like up close, you cannot see foundation on my skin. Guys, I'm a little blown away right now. This looks like nothing. I don't even know how to describe it except the fact that it looks like I haven't put any foundation on and it's just my normal skin. Like, I'm really confused. Never in my life have I ever used a foundation that has looked this natural and skin-like. Okay, I'm gonna zoom you in. That's really close. Look at that. It doesn't look like I have any foundation on. If you like a natural finish and just something to like even out the complexion, you need this. That's incredible upon first impression. So, okay, for concealer, I'm actually gonna use two. I'm gonna use the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I'm gonna use this under my eyes, but I'm also going to use the L'Oreal Age Perfect Radiant Concealer, and I'm gonna put this on spots, like blemishes and stuff, because it's more close to my skin tone, but still a very good concealer. Okay, now I'm gonna go in my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. My goal is to create a pretty flawless base without it looking like I have a ton of makeup on. And between the foundation and these concealers, it's just, so far, it's just like a match made in heaven. I'm obsessed with this skin. It's not perfect, like I have imperfections, but like, I'm pretty obsessed with the skin right now. And because I don't want to pack on a lot of powder, I'm gonna use a brush with my powder. I'm not gonna use my sponge. And I'm gonna take my Maybelline Fit Me powder, because it's just the best. I'm gonna take a Morphe 501. This one's nice and fluffy. It's not super dense, which is good if you're wanting to like your powder to look a little more natural. And I'm just gonna put it in this area here. So like smile line, under eye. I'm gonna leave my cheek clear because I like it to look pretty natural. I'm gonna set under here just because I have a couple breakouts there. And it'll kind of help blend out my bronzers. I'm gonna set the tip of the nose because that does not need to be emphasized. And around the mouth. Okay. I'm gonna toss on my brows off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, brows are on and I took a quick break for some dinner, so if there's food in my teeth, that's why. I'm going to finish the eyeballs before I start on the face. So I'm going to take the shade Travel Inspired and Conch, which are these two shades. I'm gonna mix them together. And this is a Real Techniques shading brush. And very lightly, because I don't want the lower lash line to be too crazy intense, I'm just gonna put that right underneath. And this brush is like the perfect size for my eye, especially for the lower lash line. I feel like it smokes it out just enough, but not too much. I'm just kind of flicking it out underneath that wing, just to make sure that everything blends together and it's not a clear separation between the upper lash line and the lower lash line. To give this more of that foxy effect, I'm going to dip into that Dior palette again, and I'm going to take Ombre, which was this color here. I'm going to extend our inner corner. That makes no sense. I'm not extending our inner corner. I am extending our lower lash line to my inner corner and kind of creating that pointy wing, almost like mimicking what we have on the outer corner, but going towards the inner corner. And then I'm just going to, with no new product on the brush, I'm just going to soften that line. For the inner corner line, you want to imagine that it is running parallel to your upper lash line, and that's how you're going to get the perfect angle to elongate that lower lash line. Okay, I've been pasty for way too long, so we're gonna try out a new, I'm so excited. We're gonna try out a new bronzer and contour palette. This is by Dior. This is the Universal Backstage Contour Palette. All right, so they say they're highlighters, but to me, this would be a nice shimmery bronzer. And then I'm gonna contour maybe with this one. So I don't usually contour per se, but we're gonna try it. So I'm gonna use this shade here, which is the Highlight Deep, and I'm gonna use it as a bronzer. I'm gonna take a Morphe M527. Okay, this shade, if you are fair like me, the Highlight Deep shade is a stunning bronzer. It's not shimmery, it's glowy, if that makes sense. Like, there's no glitter or anything. I think I'm gonna take a little bit, and I want to really make the cheeks really blushy. So I'm gonna put the bronzer in a little bit further. Okay, now we're gonna try some contouring, which I haven't done in a very long time, but I'm gonna take the Contour Light shade, which is this one here. And I'm gonna take the brush that I used for powder, which was the Morphe M501, and sculpt out these cheeks. Okay. That's a really good color too. It doesn't make you look like it's cool toned enough, but it doesn't make you look dead. Contour my forehead a little bit because I've got a little bit of a 5 head. All right, I want a matte blushy cheek. I'm going to use MAC Sweet Enough Mineralized Blush. This is one of their matte mineralized blushes. I'm just gonna use the same brush that I used for my bronzer and load it up. I want this to be like blushy. I don't know how else to describe it. I'm gonna put it up a little bit higher, like almost into under eye territory and right in the apples, like getting right in here so that way there's not a strong disconnect between your blush and your under eye. I've been really liking that look lately. Put a little bit on my nose because that's what all the cool kids are doing. Wow, she was washed out. Does that look a little bit better? That looks so much better. Sorry guys, my light was really bright. All right, last Dior palette, I swear. I'm gonna try this out. It is the Backstage Glow Face Palette in number 2 Glitz. And I think we're gonna use Strobe Gold. Just this one here. Pick that up on my brush. And I just want a little bit. Ooh, cute. Oh, I like that. Okay, really like that it's not super intense because I feel like all the highlighters I have are just like, you're gonna see me and that's that. Like, you can't build it. I love a buildable product. Okay, now for lips. I just went through my little lip liner collection and I wanted something that was really cool toned but not gray, and I found this lip liner. It is NYX lip liner in Nude Beige. This is just one of their standard wooden pencils. They're probably my favorite formula by NYX, is just their basic wooden pencil. And this is what I'm gonna line my lips with. I love this lip liner. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think for lips, I think I want to keep them matte. So I need a lipstick. I think I'm going to use Yash. So this is MAC's Yash matte lipstick. It's actually a warmer nude, but I think I really like the contrast. Okay, I think I want to add just a little bit more eyeshadow into the crease. By a little bit, I really mean a little bit. I want to enhance the cat eye shape. So I'm gonna take this shade here. I didn't use it yet, but it's called Joy in a Box. And I'm gonna take that fluffy brush that we used in the beginning. It is a Lavish tapered blending brush. Tap off the excess. And I'm gonna go from the tip of the wing and just kind of blend into the crease. And I'm only gonna go halfway. I don't wanna bring it all the way in. I just want to exaggerate the kind of point. All right, and then just to kind of trick the eye into thinking I have a little more of a crease, I'm gonna take that matte bright cream shade and kind of bring it in right under here because it's gonna kind of give us a crease. I think I need to add a little bit of that cream shade right under here. Ooh, okay, that helped. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I'm kind of obsessed with it, like, not gonna lie. What do you guys think? Do you guys like the Foxy eye trend? Are you over it already? Is it just not your vibe? Let me know. I know we are all in quarantine and not really going out in public or seeing anybody, but I haven't had makeup on in weeks, and sitting down doing this makeup look, I really enjoy it. So it's a good boost of confidence. So not that makeup should be your source of confidence. I feel like it should just add to it, but like sometimes when you're feeling down, it just makes you feel better. And right now I feel better, and so I'll take what I can get. If you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Stay home, stay safe, stay clean, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.